relevance of multilateral diplomacy in U.S. foreign policy. So what is the role of multilateral diplomacy and why is it relevant to U.S. foreign policy? Before we start to tackle the role and relevance of multilateral diplomacy to foreign policies, we have to know what diplomacy is. So what is diplomacy? As defined in Oxford English Dictionary, diplomacy is the management of international relations by negotiation adjusted and managed by ambassadors and envoys. Diplomacy, at its essence, is the conduct of relationships using peaceful means by and among international actors, at least one of whom is usually governmental. Diplomacy is a basic means by which a nation seeks to secure the goals of its national interest. Foreign policy always travels on the shoulders of diplomacy and gets operationalized in other states. As explained, why is it important in politics and history? Diplomacy is vital in one nation as it protects one's national interest. Diplomacy is commonly bilateral in character. Bilateral is when two parties are involved, affecting both sides. However, as a result of the growing importance of international conferences, international organizations, regional negotiations, it has now also developed a plural character. It is concerned with all issues and problems among nations. In multilateral diplomacy, negotiations are held for international community as a whole, or for the management of the international public interest. However, it would not necessarily be the case that in multilateral diplomacy, each state always prioritizes the international public interest and restrains its own national interest. First, international public interest and national interest are not always incompatible. Even if the assistance it provides is in line with its own national interest, a state will still assure the national community that it is acting in the international public interest, even as it appeals to its own citizenry that those policies for the international public interest are closely tied to their own national interest. So what is the difference between bilateral and multilateral diplomacy? Bilateral is when two nations or parties were involved in achieving diplomatic solutions to a global problems, while on the other hand, multilateral diplomacy is challenging. The dynamics are more often complex than bilateral negotiations because there are many more players. So the role and relevance of multilateral diplomacy in U.S. foreign policy is a big, open-ended topic. I thought I'd break it down into 3 parts. The role of multilateral diplomacy, the relevance to U.S. foreign policy. But while policies and venues change, the role of diplomacy to advance and promote the foreign policy objectives of the United States is stable and does not change when the diplomacy is multilateral rather than bilateral. Multilateral diplomacy is challenging and often underappreciated. The dynamics are often more complex because you are dealing with multiple players. In a bilateral negotiation, you generally can quickly determine where the sticking points are and what needs to be worked out to finalize a deal. The more negotiating partners you have, generally, the more difficult it is to identify the source of negotiating sticking points. The U.S. position may not be a problem at all. What is the relevance of multilateral diplomacy to U.S. foreign policy? So what is the relevance of multilateral diplomacy to U.S. foreign policy? The obvious relevance for the U.S. that the UN and its affiliated organizations are charged with various responsibilities. The fact that the UN and multilateral organizations can be useful in several areas. The WTO has greatly facilitated economic growth and prosperity. The World Health Organization has helped save millions of lives. The UN has a staying power in humanitarian efforts that the US and the other nations lack. But frankly, multilateral diplomacy is really an easy path to achieving achieving positive actions that serve to advance U.S. interests. According to the International Policy Digest, over the past 2 years, Barack Obama has presented his vision of American leadership under the paradigm of multilateralism. Obama's multilateral approach to global problems evolved as a result of the 2003 Iraq War. The U.S. invaded Iraq along with a coalition of the willing. Multilateralism affords less blowback and lessens the chances that if situations go awry, the U.S. would not be held fully responsible. While the Obama administration was eventually successful in building consensus around the UN resolution, this effort took a considerable amount of time. Multilateralism is effective when swift and decisive decisions are made to achieve a military victory or other established goals. So that's it. Leandsay, Rheann, Salamat, FS.